They call theirs EDS, or Engineering Design System. It has a bunch of different modules. One of the modules of the design system was the tester design system, which puts out the vectors. We got a sample of that, and in about a 2-day time frame, Xi'an's group was able to take those vectors and turn them into S9000 code. So it's a real quick process, even when you have a customized simulator.
I hope that clarifies.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to happen. The question is, when do we do it? And right now it's not an issue, and we don't have to put resources on it. There are other things we are looking into, which are in the early stages. I don't know. Tommy, would you want to mention about other efforts that are related to
STL?
STL language, which is like an upfront language to do the inputs to the simulator. And if people are following that, then we want to get the hooks in up front so that we can tie into to the repetitiveness of the part, so to speak. So if there are read and write cycles and so forth up front, and subroutines and those sort of things in the simulation at the front end, in other words, the guy is starting to think about the fact that, yeah, my part has certain things it does over and over. And if up front we put the hooks in to cause the T0s to happen at every read and write cycles, even if he's simulating so that he has lots of...
This also comes back to the point Lou made with what IntelliJ has to do in the simulator. That's sort of the trend to eliminate these post-processing expect data filtered by the simulator. You could be using in that mode too. But this is features. It's not a current project. It's probably going to happen early next year because we have enough things on the pipeline to get through. Okay. Another? Yes.
Yeah. And we've been doing a lot of work as far as developing all these migration tools and libraries. How are we going to market or sell this? Is it going to be a packaged item included with the test kit for the 9000 software, or is it going to be a test gen type product? Or
I think the final product form has not been finalized, but what I'd like to see.
Itemized list. You want everything broke out, or do you want to have one migrate package with everything in it?
I think for really ease of handling and licensing, it'd be better if we have one migration package that we sold. Because otherwise you're going to go through, you're going to have one vendor that's going to be dealing with ASICs, and he's going to have a requirement to test or take Trillium test programs from one customer and take maybe advanced test programs for another, and he's not going to want to have to buy several licenses to do the program conversion.
What if the license was so expensive that it was prohibitive to package it that way? You have to look up to that. You also had a good comment to make it a license rather than a purchase, so that there's a periodic charge for update services and things like that.
We're letting convert any pattern 10%.
5 pins for free.
Then he'll just rearrange his index around. These guys are too smart. What would keep you from rearranging the vectors around?
So they have to...
marketing him, because I'm not marketing anymore, so I don't have to deal with those questions. So I'm sure that it's going to come down on Nadim and Rudy and those guys to really set up the structures and the pricing and so forth. We can divide the thing up a lot of different ways. Software-wise, there's no limitation. So, anyways, Herb took an action item out of the meeting this morning to go away and come up with the marketing plan as far as the strategies for all the migration and everything. So I'm sure that Ferrari and
the general rules that we're going to follow that we've decided on in terms of, we of course will take inputs. We'll always try to customize, meaning, that the customer doesn't have to buy more than he really needs.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it on a, this time, like Herb says, we're going to listen to our customers. So we're going to go in on a customer by customer basis and kind of sell them the base platform, and then.
You still.
You want to know where the object, what object, but the object, but it's going to object base or. Top Q.
If master, we don't care. The
think it needs to be able to compile on the newer software, so you might have to do a little conversion upward.
Yeah, because some customer has a program, master, but they don't have a source code.
It's all
For the
compiled.
pattern?
They threw away the source.
Okay, but the master, I don't see any object will change through master to MQ.
Okay, how about the oldest?
What is the object code? That's chop here.
I'm in the field now.
They're asking a doxy-toxy question.
I wasn't even born yet.
Documentation that we did not include. Is there anything you have written?
Edison stuff is in there.
Yeah, okay, Edison stuff is right there. Okay. Yes. Yeah, there is some more information for methods. Okay.
Sandwiches this time, no, not. Okay, I put some couple of slides here together to kind of hurriedly give you an idea of the similarities between the FX and the MX. I don't have copies out yet, but we'll make sure that we get copies out right after listening to it. Okay, most of the things you know, I just want to confirm or reaffirm about the two members of the family. And the image that we want to bring across to the customer is the two machines being identical. We want to make sure that we define the degree of being identical as we're trying to tell everybody, saying that they are identical. So in terms of software, you know, it's the same environment. We don't have a MX.
And likewise, the DC bay, not DC bay, the DC cage has a blower down here with a front intake in the top.
Reuse cooling air.
And while we're on the subject of cooling, all the power supplies are air cooled. And the power supply, if I break this down, where the C bay sits on this side, looking from the front view, okay? Looks like the left side. And there's similar power supplies here for the DC. And the Tesla, well, I can't say too much about the Tesla. We'll talk a little more about power supplies. Oh, question, yes.
What power supplies are the standard Lambda versus the ones that plug into the actual backbone? How do they, are the Tesla supplies?
The
Lambda
Tesla
supplies?
The Tesla supplies, okay, most of the supplies for the Tesla are West Coast supplies, that's what these are.
The ones that plug into the backbone?
Correct, the West Coast supplies.
Working with now, like, reach out to the
Okay, the allocation ahead is not necessarily each one next to each other, but there are cars that are adjacent. Okay, any questions so far? All right, and I give you high chance. You just walk in.
And you're going to break the
Yeah, break.
Is that automatic or manual phase?
No, that's a manual phase.
Right now.
He was asking me where I could get a hold of it.
It's recording right now.
Oh, is it?
Well, then all you got to do is, where's the
You bet.
Oh, and then you fade out, fade in.
What?
Series 80, that's 80.
And we had a clash before us.
Only on a couple of books. DC subsystem is designed in France. And part of my duty here is to integrate the DC subsystem into the IPS 9000 megahertz. Okay, the DC subsystem consists of a DC